What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic. I haven't said that in like 8 months, and it feels weird, but a good weird. Like, that butterflies, but weird butterflies. I don't know. I don't know where that was going, so I'm going to stop it immediately and go into the six pack this week. I know, first of all, I know it's not Monday. We're all busy tomorrow. So we're going to do it on Sunday because, you know what? We know you can't wait. I can hear WWE Network in the background, and it's distracting. Shut
I
up,
mean,
Cole.
I'm basically watching the WWE Network at this point. I think I'm watching it, actually.
Shut up, Cole.
It's on my TV.
Anyway, we're doing our top 6 favorite, best, whatever, takeover
I turned mine
matches
down.
of all time. And I think I speak for all of us when I say this was the hardest six-pack we've ever had to do.
Sorry.
Oh, God. But it was good, because we got to go watch takeovers again, which is always a good thing. So I guess we'll just go into honorable mentions, because we all have honorable mentions on this one. At least 2. Some of us have like 10 honorable mentions. I'm just kidding. But like 4. But anyway, my honorable mentions, I do have 4. First of all, we got Kevin Owens versus CJ Parker, the infamous match where CJ broke Kevin Owens' nose with a bomb strike. Oh, I miss CJ Parker, and I want him back, please. But, Number 2 on my honorable mentions, Enzo Amore versus Sylvester Lafore, the hair versus hair match, where sadly Louis lost his hair and has since still never grown it back. It's a WWE thing, I swear. It's like a curse. You have a hair versus hair match, and your hair never goes back. Number 3, Paige versus Emma at NXT Arrival, the inaugural NXT Women's Championship match. The only reason it didn't make my actual top 6, because it was a good match, but I don't think it was top 6. The only reason it made it because it was the inaugural Women's Championship match, so you gotta put it on. And number 4, Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe at TakeOver Dallas. The only reason this one didn't make it on the actual list was I feel like, Joe got the cut on his eye, and I feel like the whole time with the ref trying to stop the bleeding kind of took away from the match a little bit, and that was enough to kind of not put it on the top 6. But it was still a really good match. Who wants to go first with their honorable mentions? I'm gonna go with Amy because DJ's muted.
I'll go. Because DJ's muted. I didn't do it, DJ. Promise, I love you.
She doesn't love you.
Look, I don't lie. Remember, facts.
That was me.
I only have 2 honorable mentions. I stopped myself.
All right.
This could have been a lot worse. My first one is Tyson Kidd versus Neville. They're ridiculously talented technical wrestlers, so it was really good to see the catch-as-can style go back and forth. And I think that's where they both were able to shine, because on the main roster, they were either thrown into a Hart dynasty for Tyson, and Neville was just thrown. He really got nothing. I think he's a good mid-carder, so he'd be a great Intercontinental Champion or something like that. But that was a great match. And then Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens, the ladder match, that was pretty good. I think it was NXT. I want to say that's NXT's first ladder match. I could be wrong, but
I think.
I'm not sure.
I think
But I know.
Neville and was it Neville?
Yeah, Neville and Dallas. Neville and Bo Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay, yeah, now I remember. Well, second ladder match then, but those two have faced each other before, and I thought they have a great rivalry and can play off each other really well. So there's my 2.
All right, DJ, give us your 17 honorable mentions.
All right. My 17 minus 13 honorable mentions. If you can't figure that out, you should be ashamed of yourself. My 17
Wait.
minus 13
Oh God, Casey.
times x equals the square root of 4. Okay. It doesn't. I was just kidding. But anyway.
No.
25, right?
Anyway.
All right, go with your 4 honorable mentions.
My 4 honorable mentions.
Oh, I knew it was 4. Yeah.
You wanted to say the square root of 2, by the way, DJ, if you want to make that sound. Anyway.
I wasn't. I was just making up stuff at that point. But first one is Finn Balor Samoa Joe from Brooklyn. I think that's right. Brooklyn, right?
This man did no research for this.
I did. It's just this one confused me for some reason. But that one, because I wanted to pick one of their matches, but I didn't know which one to pick. But I didn't want to put them on my actual 6 because I knew they weren't on my actual 6. Then I got the Revival versus Ciampa and Gargano from the most recent TakeOver. Great match. Just really enjoyed it. But there was another tag team match that was better than this. That's why that one didn't make my list. Asuka versus Nia Jax at the end. Just because I love Asuka, and if she didn't make this countdown, it was gonna be a shame. So I had to put Asuka in this list. And I just think her match with Nia Jax just helped Nia Jax as well. And then Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, Unstoppable. The reason I didn't put their first match was because it ended in no contest, and I cried a little bit inside. And this was actually the first time I got to see these guys go at it in a match because I didn't watch Ring of Honor at the time when they were there. So Owens versus Zayn at Unstoppable because it actually came to a clear finish. And you kind of didn't know which one would win. Like there was a little bit of unpredictability there with like Zayn could come back and win this, or Owens could retain.
All right. Jumping into the top 6. My number 6 is Green Neville versus Sami Zayn versus Tyler Breeze versus Tyson Kidd, the Fatal 4-Way at TakeOver Fatal 4-Way, because creativity just top notch.
Running high.
I really thought this was an awesome Fatal 4-Way match, though. I felt like all 4 of these guys had great chemistry together, which is really hard to do or hard to match in a multi-man match. I felt like all these guys worked really well. It didn't matter if Adrian was doing something with Tyson or, Sammy was doing something with, Tyler Breeze. All these guys worked really well together. Side note, and I know, everyone's going to be like, oh my God, why did you notice this? You hate her. But in Tyler Breeze's backstage segment, Dana Brooke was one of her personal assistants. So there's that. Anyway, Amy, number 6.
All right, number 6. Mine is Tyler Breeze versus Finn Balor. This is when more or less when Finn was, newer to NXT. But not a lot of people give Tyler Breeze credit for the athlete he is in the ring, and they didn't really promote him well out of NXT. So I thought he was amazingly talented. Those two can go head to head anytime, and they make a great match.
All right, DJ.
All right, my number 6, if I can get it back pulled up on my phone.
Numero 60.
Numero 60, or whatever it is in Spanish, because I don't remember. My number 6. Cease. Yes, my number 6 is
Sixo.
Oh Lord.
Is Superstar A versus Superstar B at NXT TakeOver.
That one was good. That one was real good.
No, my number 6 is Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch at NXT TakeOver Unstoppable. Reason being is this, to me, elevated Becky Lynch so much. when she finally got a chance to go one-on-one with Sasha Banks, and this was an amazing match, by the way. When she got a chance to go head-to-head with Sasha Banks, it really made her feel like a star. It really made her feel like she could actually come out and, she wasn't like an afterthought, it didn't feel like. And that's what I liked about this match. It really elevated her, but it allowed Sasha to continue to be elevated as champion, too. So I feel like without this match and without this rivalry in general, I don't know if Becky Lynch would be the star she is today just without this. I just think this really helped her become, build that star power about her.
Yeah, no, numero 60. Yeah, I'm gonna fight it. It's 60. All right, numero 50. If you're keeping track, for me, it's Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville at TakeOver Our Evolution. Great match and storyline. I loved how they kind of built it up with them, being real life friends and kind of coming up together. Watching this the first time, the stipulation, if Sami Zayn loses, he voluntarily leaves NXT, kind of killed the finish a little bit, just because, we were 90% sure Sami Zayn wasn't going anywhere. He hadn't been in NXT that long, and he was such a big signing that, there's no way he was going to go anywhere, so you knew he was going to win. But him finally getting that win and being good enough was really cool. That's my numero 50. Amy, what is your numero 50?
Cinco, señor.
50.
Cállate. All right, number 5 for English purposes. Is one of my favorite tag team matches. American Alpha versus the Revival when American Alpha won the titles. I thought it was great. They finally gave American Alpha the chance to shine because they are amazingly talented, and they remind me of Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, which were one of my favorite tag teams back then. So, but I thought they worked together numerous times, so they know each other well, so they can put on a great match. And I was finally happy to see someone beat the dang Revival. Why they are still champs is beyond me. Who knows? But that's number 5. And I know shut up, DJ. Shut it.
Oh.
Crap, where's 4? Okay.
Oh. Is it time for number 5?
Numero 50.
Cinco.
Okay. Numero 5, numero 50, however we're going to say it. My number 5 is the Revival versus American Alpha, but it's NXT TakeOver The End. When the Revival regained the title.
Oh.
Now the reason being, not because I just love the Revival, because that's half of the fact. But the second part is this match was just a really good match, and to me, you weren't expecting the Revival to come back and win the titles twice. So as far as predictability and surprise factor, that'll get me every time in a match, and that's what makes matches exciting to me, especially the ends of matches exciting to me. And it just really surprised me. And now it's launched American Alpha to possibly become the tag team titles on SmackDown now, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. But in honor of the Revival, TakeOver The End, number 5, clank me. If you have a replica belt, hit your screen. Not that hard. You don't want to break it, but you got me.
Nobody do that, please. Don't.
I hope at least one person did it. I hope one person paused the video. They ran upstairs to find their most dusty replica belt, and they were like, "Yeah." I hope they did it.
What if their belt was downstairs?
Then they ran down the stairs.
What if they have a one-story house? And
they ran across the room, possibly to somebody else's room, maybe. There's so many scenarios. As long as they clanked me, I don't care where they got the belt from. Could have been in their pants.
If they stole it. So
okay, next.
All right. So, numero 4.
Cuatro.
4. I know Spanish. It's 4. I learned Spanish from El Generico. I know Spanish. All right.
Oh.
We got Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens. You thought I would go through a whole video without the pronunciation. Kevin Owens at TakeOver Brooklyn. I remember being really excited for this match. I was obviously going for Balor the whole time because he's my boy. Get well soon because Seth Rollins is a jerk and he's trying to hurt everybody and just take titles and have no competitors. But I'm not saying that it's Amy or anything that her favorite wrestler is trying to hurt everybody. I'm just it's
Miley? You mean Miley?
you know what?
I don't like Seth Rollins.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
No,
you
I
do.
don't.
You said the other day you said something positive about him.
He has amazing talent. That's
Yeah.
it.
Therefore you like him. I'm just saying that's how that works.
I respect all athletes because I am an athlete.
That's how that works. So you like him. So but anyway, yeah. You know what? We're talking about Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. I don't know why you're talking about Seth Rollins right now. This man was not even in this match. I don't know why you're trying to bring him up right now. But this match was really good. Better than any Seth Rollins match except for the one when he was Tyler Black and he did the flip off the fat guy. That was, oh. Anyway, Amy, would you like to talk about Seth Rollins? Because I'm pretty sure, one of his matches is numero 4.
Actually, he's nowhere on my countdown. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My countdown is split 50-50, but mainly women's wrestling tops it just because, hello, woman, and I support women's wrestling. So I have that aspect. But my number 4 is one of my favorites, Sasha versus Becky from Unstoppable. I agree. I believe this match did elevate Becky, and it reminded me so much of when because in the Indies, she wrestled under her name, Rebecca Quinn. I loved her matches from Ireland, England, anywhere. She just was able to be herself, finally, and they stopped promoting her horribly, god-awfully. So they actually let her be, Rebecca Quinn. That's what I loved. And it also gave Sasha a boost as well as champion because you saw her full ability and talent, which I don't think any other woman superstar was able to bring out of her than Becky did, because she took on the likes of Charlotte, who doesn't have a wrestling background like Sasha does. So you take 2 good indie stars and put them in the ring, let them go full force, boom, great match. And in that match, they damn near tore each other's arms off. In the end, you just see them cringing in pain. And that match I saw going either way. I saw it as it could be a big break for Becky winning that title or a dominant title run for Sasha. So that was a good match for women's wrestling to help prove, hey, women can do it, and some of them can damn well do it better than the men. Continue. Quattro, DJ, Quattro.
Quattro.
Number 4. I'm going with Asuka versus Bayley, Brooklyn 2. Because I love Asuka. She's the best in the world. I'm gonna say it at least in one video a week, hopefully. No, I mean, but I just enjoyed this match. This was one of the more recent matches, but I enjoyed this match. I think it gave Bayley that mean streak that she's gonna need on the main roster to not just be happy-go-lucky, yay, I can smile and it's all gonna be okay. Like that, a lot of times doesn't translate on the main roster. It just doesn't, especially with those fans. But I enjoyed the match. Asuka won. LOL, Asuka wins. So I'm going with it. Hashtag LOL, Asuka wins.
That doesn't work the same way as LOL.
Okay.
Wins. But anyway, we're just gonna let him have that because he thought I was flying a plane earlier when I was in my car. Because
he was flying a plane. He was flying a plane. Just looked like a car. That's what it was.
Okay,
Yeah.
Trace. Casey.
Numero Treese.
Truce.
Numero Treese. We got Bailey versus Sasha Banks. TakeOver Brooklyn. Absolutely one of the best NXT matches, period, ever. Oh my God. And it kind of, was the birth of the Iron Women match. Without this match, we wouldn't have had the Iron Women match to come, which may or may not be on my list. But one of I noticed this watching this match back again. One of the things about Sasha that I really noticed and really like was the way she calls spots and moves, especially in this match. She kind of would say it, call the moves right in Bailey's ear, but it made it look like she was just talking trash, and I thought that was genius, And then there's John Cena who just goes, arm drag! I'm gonna do an arm drag! Is it okay? I'm gonna do an arm drag. Okay?
Arm bar! Alright, let's go.
No, but watching this back, I noticed that, and I, really enjoyed the fact that I couldn't hear, what she was gonna call, but you could tell, because John freaking Cena. Yeah. No, we don't support him. Stop doing that.
Every
Stop.
time you say his name, I have to do it. Like, it's just, it's a habit.
But you didn't reply to my snap the other day. My LOL Cena wins.
I was too busy laughing at that. That was hilarious. I couldn't.
All right, Amy.
All right.
Numero Tracy.
Number 3. Trace.
Yeah, Tracy.
My number 3
Tracy.
definitely was one of my somewhat, I guess you could say, dream matches in NXT. Is Sami Zayn versus Nakamura. Tore the freaking house down. Great wrestling. They complement each other's styles very well. They can both pretty much do each other's styles. So when you have that compatibility, that just gives for a great wrestling match. And it's Sami Zayn's last. It was Sami Zayn's last match, and damn, that was one hell of a way to go out. We knew Nakamura was going to win, but at the same time, you're like, this is just great. Who the hell cares? Who wins? I'm just enjoying it, and I could not take my eyes off it. It could have gone for an hour, and I still would have been eyes glued to the TV. Some of the moves they pulled off were great. You still saw Sammy's high flying, even though that's not much of Nakamura's style. But he was able to complement it real well. I loved it.
All right. DJ.
Tres.
Oh,
LOL Cena wins.
Okay. Yes, LOL Cena wins. My number 3, I had Sasha versus Bailey at Brooklyn, but I changed my mind. I think the Iron Woman match, I think I liked it better because it was the first Iron Woman style match. I just enjoyed it, and I liked the storytelling in it throughout the whole freaking match. It was so good. With Sasha making Izzy cry. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it was great. That sounds really bad, but anyway.
It was storylines.
But still, it was still good. It played to your emotions a little bit. Them going out up the ramp and fighting was great. The freaking stomping on the hands at the end. Oh man, it was beautiful. I just really liked it. I really enjoyed Sasha versus Bailey. I don't know what takeover that was. The one after Brooklyn, whatever that is.
The
respect or something.
Respect.
Yeah, it was respect.
Respect.
Yeah, respect. Respect day. So we moving on to numero Tuso. Numero
Uso?
Das.
The Usos?
Rusev. Yeah, Rusev. Rusev, too cool. Yeah, numero too cool. We got Charlotte versus Becky versus Sasha versus Becky or Bailey, and I looked
Becky
at
was in the match
Bailey
twice.
and I said, Becky, yeah, she was. She was in this match twice because she was
Because
so
she's that much of a boss.
yeah,
Last kicking
yeah.
awesomeness.
The four horsewomen match for the championship. Um, all four of these women were already big in NXT at this point, but I feel like this match just pushed them over the edge. This, it kind of makes me miss Sasha and Becky's old hair. I'm not gonna lie. I just, the pink is too much and the orange is too much. We need to go back to just the normal. They look beautiful. It was fabulous. But anyway, that's just my thought. I don't know. I'm just a guy. I don't know about hair. Also, I felt like this match was really where we started to see a spark from Becky, at least WWE wise, because before this, I feel like they weren't booking her as a big star. Um, it was kind of like, you know, Charlotte, Bailey, Sasha, oh, and Becky. Even though they were the four horsewomen, it felt like she was kind of in their shadow to an extent. But I feel like in this match, she really kind of broke out of that shadow and kind of really showed what she can do. Uh, also, Sasha won. So, yeah. Yeah. Did I mention that Charlotte lost and Bailey lost and Becky lost, but Charlotte or Sasha she won. I'm so excited that Sasha won, and she got the title and she won because Charlotte lost and Becky lost and
Was
Bailey.
that the first time that Sasha won the title? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yes.
So she had to win it in a multi-person match. She couldn't be Charlotte one-on-one with the great. Sorry. She couldn't be
Wanted to
Charlotte.
show that she was such a boss that she could beat three women.
Okay, and her beating her on Raw doesn't count. It don't count. Shh. I see you looking at me, Amy, like she beat her on Raw or something. Nah, that don't count.
I was just putting my notebook down.
Nah, I saw that look you gave me when I said she ain't never beat her.
Bruh,
Never.
bruh, you need to calm down and let Amy do her number dose, her number
She
deuces.
gotta pick her notebook back up though first.
Mm-hmm.
Amy number deuces.
Dos. Two. All right, two for me is the Iron Woman match between Sasha and Bailey. It's two mainly because it's a staple in women's wrestling. They made history by being the first ever women to compete in an Iron Man match. Two, good lord, they took it even that much further than their first match. I love how it ended with Bailey making Sasha submit, and Sasha's when she got her victories were just like easiest things, like a right to the eye, and then she did a move and counted three. So that I thought was entertaining. Nice, DJ. But you saw a lot of, I don't know, almost high flying aspect from those two. Sasha going over the ref, just forget it. She's outside. Ref looking at her. Who the hell cares? Take off. Boss there. But even though we knew Sasha was going to lose, I thought it was a great match to elevate Bailey and show her talent that not a lot of people thought she had because of her character and how quirky and just how happy she was. But you started to see Bailey's talent long before this. I mean, when she took on AJ Lee in the Divas title match, it was really good. And a lot of people compare her to AJ, so I think that's great. Don't underestimate the little Bailey. She'll go crazy and hug your ass. But it's a great way to end Sasha's NXT career as well, I thought. Go out on top almost, making history. So, number two, women's wrestling. Killing it.
Excuse you. We all knew that Sasha was gonna. How
Shut
dare
up and go,
How dare
DJ
you?
two, number two.
She
But how
would
can I
always
go if I'm
be
shutting up? I don't get it. How to?
Yeah, how he
Um,
go if he got shut up?
number 2 for
Yeah,
me.
you shut your mouth when you talk to us.
Number 2 for me is Sami Zayn versus Nakamura NXT Takeover Dallas. By far, still match of the year for this year. Fight forever. Oh, it was just so good. And once again, this was my first time watching Nakamura ever.
What?
I know, I'm a
What?
WWE
Where
fanboy.
were you?
I didn't watch
Okay,
New
New Japan
Japan.
Pro Wrestling.
I didn't watch it.
How?
I
Why?
didn't watch
What's
it.
wrong with
I
You
you?
didn't
have
want to.
Access
What's wrong?
TV. How do
Well,
you not?
I just started watching Ring of Honor like a year ago, maybe 2.
Oh,
Like,
good lord.
sorry. But I was excited to see Nakamura because I knew he was good. I think I looked him up some, especially coming into this match, but I I knew he was good because I knew he was coming from New Japan. And at this point, I didn't watch New Japan religiously, but I had seen some of their stars in Ring of Honor, so I knew that they were good. And I just thought it was a good match. I'm sorry, I don't watch I still to this day or every once in a while I watch it. It's on Access TV. I do have it recorded every once in a while, but I mean I enjoy it. I just don't watch it.
Every Friday.
I enjoy it.
Every Friday.
I watch it on YouTube because I don't have Access TV.
You should contact Mark Cuban and tell him you need his channel.
But you have the channel. You don't. You have it. Recorded. But like apparently.
No, I used to have it
Friday.
recorded. We got new receivers,
Uh-huh.
and
That
now
should be your first thing is to go find New Japan. Right, do it right now. Right now.
the remote is all the way over there, and I don't feel like going to get it. It's a true statement.
Her, dear lord.
Racist. You don't like Japanese people.
Good
That's what
God.
that is.
What's your number one, Casey? Before you guys get to a weird ass argument.
That's how all our arguments are.
I know. I'm saving the people from this one. Numero uno, señor.
Numero 1-0. The number one, the champion of this list, Bailey versus Sasha. The Iron Woman match. I don't know how you guys didn't put this at number one. It was the greatest thing in my life ever, except, when Sasha decides that she with the wrong man and marries me, and that's going to be the greatest day of my... But anyway, not only was this the first ever 30-minute Iron Woman match in WWE history, it also was the main event and opened with women's wrestling chants. Yeah, also it was for the NXT women's title, that too. So, but yeah, also, and yeah. And DJ doesn't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. How does he not watch?
It's not that I don't watch it. I just haven't watched it in a while. For probably the same reason I haven't watched Ring of Honor in a while. I have it recorded. I just haven't watched it.
Because you're a WWE fanboy.
Yes,
and all you watch is Raw and
the
SmackDown.
Yeah. Superstars, I watch all of it. I watch the WWE Network all the time. Because I'm a WWE fanboy. Confirmed.
And NXT sucks.
Yeah.
Because I don't get the network. Because I don't want to pay $9.99 a month. And TNA sucks because I don't get the channel. And sorry, I was going to WWE fanboy for a second. What is the Cruiserweight Classic anyway? It's all guys that aren't WWE guys. Sorry, Amy, talk about the other one before we go on to more humanity.
Okay. First of all, to answer your question, how Sasha Bailey was number 2 for me and not number 1, is the match I'm about to say is the reason that they were able to have that type of match. And that is the inaugural NXT women's match. Paige versus Emma for that NXT women's title. This is the first time that WWE gave women a real chance. And that started the current revolution that we have God willing, it continues and they don't downfall like Raw currently is, slightly. But SmackDown's going to cover that for me. But Paige and Emma, two great women's wrestlers, give it their all. Great submissions. And I love seeing Paige come out on top. I remember Emma from some of her Australian indie days and New Japan. But I mainly remember I watched Paige more just because I watched a lot of British wrestling. So I've watched her since she was like 13. Good Lord. So they were able to just put on a phenomenal match, showcase their talents. They had like 20 minutes. That was the first time women have ever been given that long of a time limit since, good Lord, since ever. So it's one because it set the stepping stone for women's wrestling and allowed the WWE Universe to see, hey, women can do this. Let us have a chance, and we will show you what we got. And that really started NXT's women's division being more popular and better than the men's in a way, because the women after that were stealing the show hands down over the men. So that is why it's number one. Not to mention Paige is like one of my favorites in NXT. So I still would have Becky versus Paige for the NXT Women's title. That would have been a great match. But, you know, they hate me. And they brought Paige up too quickly. It never happened, and they just stripped her of that title because after that they gave all the women a chance to come back and lose it. They just said, hey, nope, you got to forfeit this title. Goodbye. But, hey, she's the first and only ever NXT Women's Champ and Divas Champ at the same time.
Yep.
And Casey put that in the wrong spot in his lineup.
Who did you say was in New Japan?
Emma.
Yeah, CDJ, non-Japanese peoples was in New Japan too.
Okay.
I didn't say anything
do you want me to
about.
go on a list of a lot of New Japan people? Because I will. That aren't Japanese. But first of all, most importantly, besides you not knowing who Nakamura was before this, how do you not know about Kota Ibushi?
No, it's not that I know. it's not that I didn't know him. I had heard his name. I just hadn't watched him.
That is a problem in my books. Finn Balor was in New Japan. What is your problem there,
I didn't
DJ?
know him either.
There's a problem.
AJ Styles was in New Japan.
I mean,
the club was in New Japan.
I mean, you guys were lucky I started watching Ring of Honor. I should have stayed in Ring of Honor. I know. You guys are lucky. I'm
mad Ring of Honor moved their channel because I can't record it now.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know. I was at a period when like I was just trying to get back into watching WWE. Probably, is probably what happened because I got busy with school and whatnot. So I was still watching wrestling, but I wasn't watching it on a weekly basis. I just was so busy, and that's probably what it was. Like it wasn't like me just saying, yeah, Japanese people, nah, bruh. You short indie people, nah, bruh. No, like it wasn't that. I just didn't. You know, I'm catching up now. I'm trying at least.
What's your number one, DJ? What's your number one?
My number one. If I don't put Funaki in this, I just feel like it's just.
But he's Japanese, and you hate.
The number one.
Japanese.
SmackDown's number one.
I had to put in a SmackDown's number one announcer joke there, but my number one is Sami Zayn. Go figure. Versus Adrian Neville at R Evolution. Reason being, now this may not be a lot of people's number ones, but this was my first NXT TakeOver main event. Because this was when I first started watching NXT. Now, this wasn't the first show I watched, but this was the first TakeOver I actually got to see. And I'll never forget it. It kind of plays in my mind every once in a while now. The whole thing with Neville saying he can't win the big one. Oh, we all know you can't win the big one. It was just, it was such a good storyline. I enjoyed it so much. And Neville is my boy to this day, probably because of this feud. But I just enjoyed the match. It was just such a good match. It was a good way to open me up into NXT and make me continue watching. Because it just was a good match for the NXT title. It made me feel like the NXT title was something that meant something to me from the first moment I saw it. And these guys just went all out, as they always do. But they just went all out, and this being my first NXT Takeover main event or first NXT Championship match, I guess you could say. It that was the one that really has a sweet spot for me. It has a soft spot in my heart to to say Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville. Plus his name was Adrian. WWE, give the man his first name back though.
But your boy Bo Dallas was in the first.
He was, but I wasn't watching NXT back then. I wasn't.
But
I didn't start watching it. I didn't start watching NXT till probably that first review we did. Whenever that was, that first NXT review we did, back in what was it, 2014? Good gravy. Like I didn't start watching NXT until around about this time. It was like 3 or 4 episodes before this, I think. Bo Dallas was already on the main roster. I was already Bo leaving at that point. He was already up.
all right. Well, that was our top 6 favorite takeover matches of all time, and we also learned that DJ is not fond of the Japanese peoples. It's it's not a race thing. It's just he doesn't like them in general. He thinks they smell funny.
Oh, dear God.
But
Before
anyway,
you cause a catastrophe, shut up.
I'm kidding. He likes Funaki. He's never seen a Funaki match, but he likes Funaki. But I think next week we're going to do top non WWE / TNA indie stars, either that we would like to see signed to one of the companies or that we just enjoy. There's a couple on my list that I'm going to put on that I don't necessarily want to see signed by WWE or TNA, but I like watching them in their current promotion. But that'll be next week, or like sometimes earlier than next week, because we started a schedule and then the schedule started to not happen. So we're probably gonna do this like Thursday, maybe, I don't know. And you're just gonna mute himself. Yeah. You shut your mouth when you talk to me. But we will see you on the Dippity that is Flippity, and while we're doing that, you follow the Twitter and like the video and subscribe, and go to VD_Amy_Miley MYLIE, which ironically spells my lie because she lies and Seth Rollins hurts people, and she's like, it's not his fault. I love him, and I'm like, he's a jerk, and but we will see you on the Flippity Dippity. Oh yeah.